Well, I look pretty good. So, I get asked sometimes, are you a Republican or are you a Democrat? That shouldn't be an easy answer. But really, there's only two parties. Why do I have to pick? Well, if you voted for Bernie, you wasted your vote. If you voted for Hillary, you wasted your vote. This isn't a game. Do you want to be a political bandwagoner? But a third party candidate has never won the election. And you don't think that's a problem? It's not my fault. No, it's all of our faults. The founding fathers say I have the right to... Your idea of founding fathers is fucking so contrived. I believe in a world where they couldn't fucking comprehend an airplane or fucking pop rocks. They laid down a framework, guidelines. But what about my right to bear arms? The right to bear arms was to protect everyone from a tyrannical government. Because if we're defenseless, we're fucked. I would assume that we would evolve. Are you happy where we're at right now? I'm not happy. We are doing better, of course. Why are we okay with mediocrity? We're at the point to where now violence is the answer. Then what can we do? That's a very good question. I don't know what to do, but I'm willing to talk about it. I'm willing to have a discussion. Don't you hate it when a TV provider bundles a bunch of channels and programs? Why do I have to pay Comcast for channels that I don't want? How the fuck can you bitch and moan about Comcast and then go into the 2016 election and check Democrat and Republican? How can you represent something that doesn't represent you? For the most part, we care about the same things, but we don't talk about those. We just talk about the things that we don't see eye to eye with. Are you still paying Comcast? Then why do the same thing with your political values? What's more important? You bitch and moan all the time about cable bundles. Why don't you bitch and moan about your own political party? Or don't associate with them. So how do we change? Liberals. You can be anti-Trump. There's nothing wrong with that. You should speak up about the border if you care about the border. But shut the fuck up about his tweets. They're harmless if you let them be harmless. You have to ignore the puppy when it's doing something wrong and praise the puppy when it's doing something right. But if you constantly give the puppy attention, it will never grow up. And conservatives, stop pretending everyone is outraged. The things you see online are the height of it. It's the worst of the worst. That's why you're seeing it. If there was something more worse out there, you'd be seeing that instead. You're seeing the pinnacle of outrage with the very small 0.001% of the populace. And stop pretending that it's everyone. What have you personally seen when you've gone out grocery shopping, walking in the park? I used to think the same thing. I just assumed. I assumed it was everywhere, but I was in like some weird fucking select group that just wasn't seeing it. Stop giving them attention. If you want to complain about something, don't say, oh, the millennials these days. Give us exact examples that you've seen in real life. I'm done seeing the Facebook posts that are very ambiguous and anonymous complaining about millennials. I overheard a millennial talking about... Shut the fuck up. That didn't happen. Someone could sit in front of their fucking computer, pull up a dumbass picture, and just write something. Stop sharing shit. It's a fucking echo chamber. Facebook right now is a fucking echo chamber. And fucking stop talking about the 2016 election. You guys are only bitching about the championship game. You know, I can't believe we lost. Okay, fucking sucks. Guess what? There was 100 other teams out there that you didn't even fucking look at. You just picked the team that you thought was gonna win. Stop bandwagoning. If you can't fucking fathom how Trump became president, you're not looking hard enough. Who did you vote for? No one. Why can't we talk about the things that we all want to change? I feel like that would be the easiest fucking thing to get better at. If we all agree towards something, and then we all fix that thing simultaneously, that would make us better, wouldn't it? I know it sounds selfish, but stop sensationalizing my fucking future. You can do that with anything else, just not my future. We need to understand common ground. We need to understand each other. Let's talk about abortion. Abortion is murder. It's our choice. I will fucking abort you right now. Immediately, there's a disconnect. There's no understanding. It's either right or wrong. It's both. Abortion is right and wrong. You have to accept that. You have to accept that it's a necessary evil to sustain life on this planet. But it's necessary because you're irresponsible. Yeah, but certain circumstances, yes, there are certain circumstances, but your pullout game is not one of them. We're living in one part of an infinite amount of possibilities, in this minute window of time. Be gracious that you're in it. Mathematically, this world's existence is 1 over infinity. You too created life and then immediately took it away. You're playing God. If you have 4 kids and you're living off welfare, I don't think you should be planning to have a 5th. I'm not saying it's impossible to become a good person. It's just that much harder. Overpopulation's a real thing. More people are being born than they are dying. That's quick math. The world is a fixed place. It's like a fucking submarine. Why do we keep adding people that we don't fucking need, that don't know how to do anything? We are heading towards a world of automation. This is like the movie Idiocracy. There's an inverse correlation between how smart you are to how many kids you have. And these kids are being taught through YouTube, and that's it. I'm not religious, but I like to believe that if I truly live my life, when I die, I'd go to the heaven that you believe in. Fucking step through the door, see the fucking pearly gates, take a look over at God, be like, I guess I was wrong. He's like, yes, you were. I have the freedom to choose to believe whatever I want. So why do I have to follow your arbitrary guidelines? Freedom of religion is hard. People are taught at birth that if they don't push their own agenda, they're going to hell. I would hate to think that if I died and didn't try my hardest, I would suffer for eternity. How do you not understand that? How do you not understand why they don't want abortion? Why they don't want gay marriage? I'm not religious and I don't believe in your God. So why am I awarded the right? What the fuck did I do? We should tax religion. Stop trying to tax everyone for things you want. The US government is fucking bloated. It is a gold mine of wasted money. There's multiple people on retainers for hundreds of thousands of dollars that are not necessary. Once the government is working efficiently and everyone's happy, then you can pander to me. If there's a guy on retainer, make it per commission, make it per lead, make it per whatever. We don't have to pay people to sit. I have a perfect example of wasted money. I was in the Navy for 6 years, and this was the uniform I wore the most. When you talk about wasted money, what's the color of water? Fucking blue! If I wear this and I fall in the water, sweet. Now I'm camouflaged. Thanks. This is also fucking heavy as shit, and this melts. This wasn't a dude in a basement. This is millions of dollars of research, of supposed research. One by one, someone was like, this is for the Navy, right? And this is blue. Okay. The Navy is now switching to a new one. The estimated cost of that, I believe, is $180 million. That's a $180 million mistake, and no one cares? I would be so embarrassed if I checked the box yes on this. You could have gave me $100 million, and I could have just looked at this like, yep, that's blue, that's fucking dumb, sweet. I just saved taxpayers $80 million. One fucking person. It takes one person to make a change. Aquaflage. Fuck you. This is our government. Terrible fucking ideas. Half-assed. A paycheck. And it's not one thing. That figure could be off, but $90 million is still a lot of fucking money. The Navy could operate the same way in a pair of Dickies and a white tee. Stop wasting my money. Stop wasting our money. We need to fix healthcare. We need to fix the school system. We need to fix a lot of things. And we can take that money from something stupid. We need to become efficient. I get it. We all care. We just need to become efficient. $180 million. I can't even calculate. I can't even fathom how many meals that is. How many school supplies. How many paved roads. That money's there. You just have to find it. We need to find common ground with immigration. I think if you have a dream, you should be able to chase it. But right now, the process to get in is hard. It takes a long time. We don't need to build a wall. We need accountability. It's hard to trust someone if they're here illegally. They got nothing to lose. They're here on a dream and that's it. If immigration is a problem, we have to fix the rules. Then what about healthcare? I don't want to die. If I have no money, I also do not want to die. But if I'm walking away with $1 million in debt, that's a hard pill to swallow. I would rather die from cancer than survive it. If you really care about healthcare, you'd be trying to figure out how to take it away from big pharma. Put a cap on how much you can profit off a single drug. We don't need to subsidize healthcare. We need to figure out how to make it cheaper.
So where do you stand on guns?
I do not have a strong opinion on gun laws anymore. Crazy people will always be crazy. If you regulate guns strong enough, wouldn't that just increase our chances of being stabbed or blown up by pipe bombs? Isn't that the problem? It's not the trigger, it's who pulls it. Am I wrong? I can give you examples. We can talk about things, how to change the world, but I can never change the book that you've dedicated your entire life to. Unfortunately, religion is interwoven into the Republican Party. I think that's so much harder to change, and I think it's provable. I think it's provable it's hard to change. Gay rights is still fresh. If you are not in the best interest of the Republican or Democratic Party, you're fucked. You could be in the best interest of everyone on this planet, but if you are not in the best interest of the Republican or Democratic Party, you will not become president. What, do you have to play the game? Do you have to pretend? Do you have to take money and never repay your debt? Our perception is America was great, and it's not great now. We didn't have a 24-hour news cycle. We didn't have to sensationalize everything. America was great because we cared. We cared about the right things. Now we're just protesting to protest. I was raised in this America. Whatever happened, happened. When you root for Tom Brady to win his 6th Super Bowl ring, it's not hope anymore. It's a job. Stop living in the past. Who do you think is going to succeed? A person that realizes that they are depressed and they want to be happy again? Or someone that realizes that they were depressed and want to be happier than they've ever been?
Then who did you vote for?
I didn't vote in 2016. I didn't do my homework. I didn't look up social policies. I didn't do any of that. Why root for a team that I didn't care about? I grew up a Sacramento Kings fan. I've been through the worst of it. So it upsets me when I come home and all I see are Golden State Warrior jerseys now. That wasn't a thing. They've always existed, but they were garbage. Where were you? It's disgusting. That's what it is. Being a bandwagoner for politics is disgusting. If you are not ready to vote, do not vote. I wasn't ready. I can admit that. I was not ready. I was part of the percentage that did not vote. But it's like fucking 4 people were sitting in a room trying to decide if they want to go to McDonald's or they want to go to Taco Bell. And then at the very last fucking minute, 100 people swarm in and are pissed off because they only get to pick between McDonald's and Taco Bell. There's other fucking food out there. There are other fucking people out there that you could have voted for. That are people that represented you as a person. It's disgusting to hear.
I really didn't want to vote for Trump.
And I really didn't want to vote for Hillary. Well, if you didn't want either of them, you should have voted in the primaries, or you shouldn't have voted at all. Because you don't give a shit. I didn't give a shit, but now I do. I will do my homework, and I will vote. And if I don't, I won't. If you're uneducated, don't vote. It's simple. I'd rather have 5% of the US population vote if they all did their homework, if they all cared. Why do I want 100% when only 5% give a shit? Just because you vote doesn't mean anything. It's how you voted. You are not a Republican. You are not a Democrat. You are a fucking person. Do not bandwagon. Do not hop on the train. The two-party system is great. We need checks and balances. But who we appoint is the problem. Do I want Donald Trump to succeed? Fuck yeah, I do. If he succeeds, I succeed. Why wish ill will on a person that is so close into changing your life? Why hope and pray he makes more of a mistake so we can get him out earlier? Why can't we change the future? Why can't we change the small filters that could have prevented him becoming president? Fix those things. Those things are easy. None of this was funny because the more I wrote, the more upset I got. If you can't fathom why someone made a decision, you're not trying hard enough. The outrage that you think you see is non-existent. It's so small that it doesn't really exist. I have personally ruled out colleges I didn't want to attend because I'm afraid of this perceived outrage. And it does exist, but we're allowing it to grow. We're looking at it with a fucking microscope. So what's gonna happen? People are gonna react more. If they wanna get on television, they have to do more and more things. Your news sources should not be Facebook. Your news sources should not be CNN and Fox. As much as Trump likes to say it, do it. Assume everything's fake. You'll realize that you can manipulate more than you think. You need to understand that we all have commonalities. Go to the grocery store, go to the bank, go to a park. Realize that everyone is a fucking person and not what you see on the internet. You are only seeing the worst. It's easier to click a video of someone being outraged and realizing that, oh, I'm at least better than that person. No, you're not. Because that person doesn't exist. Those are pixels on a screen. There is no context. So no, I'm not a Democrat and I'm not a Republican. I'm just a person. Do not be great again. Just be great. Ugh. Yeah, that was good. You know. Hopefully I look pretty good. Like a John Wick type. Like a fat John Wick. That movie went on way too long. Should have killed the kid and then be done with it. My name's Woodruff. I have no idea what type of content I'm making. I just kind of make whatever the fuck I want. And that's about it.